I never expected my life to change so drastically and fast. It all started with two sisters, Gloria and Angela. Very wealthy, spoiled, and resentful. Their mother was once a powerful businesswoman, but in her old age, she became frail and dependent. 4 years, the sisters took care of her, but they didn't do it out of love. No, they were only waiting for one thing, her wealth. You could ask why the woman didn't employ people to take care of her, but she only loved the comfort of being around family in her final days. One could hear it in their voices, in the way they argued over who had to turns to look after their own mother, and who should handle the burden of their dying mother. They knew that her time was coming soon, but it wasn't happening fast enough for their liking. Tired of the constant care she required, they decided one day to move her to the old house they grew up in, barely livable, broken, isolated. It was as if they thought out of sight, out of mind would speed up her final days. They left her there, alone, weak, abandoned. But I couldn't just let her be forgotten. I'm Lily, the girl she raised when my parents died. She gave me a home, food, and care when I had no one. Even after I grew up and found my way, I never forgot her kindness. I used to visit her regularly, just to say thank you in my own small way. So when I found her in that broken-down house, neglected and weak, I couldn't believe it. The sisters had left her to die. But I wasn't about to let that happen. I stayed. I took care of her. I cooked for her, gave her medicine, helped her with light exercises, and most importantly, I kept her company. Slowly, she came back to life in a way. Her health may have been failing, but her spirit lifted. We laughed, we talked about the past, and in those final days, I like to think she found peace. And then, she passed away. Quietly, peacefully, in her sleep, with me by her side. Months later after her burial, I was called by a lawyer in an office. It was then the will was read. I was just as shocked as anyone else. Gloria and Angela sat there, expecting to inherit the fortune, the properties, the investments, the life-changing wealth. But then the words came, all my estate shall go to Lilian Rove McMollo, the one who showed me love and care. In that moment, their faces dropped. They couldn't believe it. All their years of waiting, scheming, treating their mother like a burden, and they got nothing. Instead, I, the girl they never saw as more than a charity case, inherited everything. I never wanted the money. I never cared about the fortune. All I wanted was to repay the woman who gave me everything when I had nothing. But in the end, her love for me was stronger than any blood tie, and that's how I became an instant billionaire. I didn't expect it. But I'm